Hello, my great and wonderful people. How una day today? I hope all of una day well. Today we get some messages and also videos for our table. We're going to be say one quickly the review to you concerning the things we're going to be say in the happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. It never reached 2 months when it be say Bola Tinibu take over office as the president of this country, Nigeria. Chaos don't fool everywhere. Every corner when it be say you turn to for this very country today. Now cry of the small, the big, the rich, the poor, the great and the least. Now you dey hear for every angle of this nation. Now as we dey talk, the resident doctors don't put their hand for paper to sign indefinite strike, which is a strike without EBC. They not even get time for mind for the time when EBC they want to return. Everywhere don't they on fire. The people when EBC that they sick, nowhere to treat their cells, and those one when EBC that they for hospital, they don't they abandon. And we never talk that one finish. The labor union don't also come outside to give us another alert. Say then they said don't ready to enter streets to protest if Bola Tinibu and the whole administration not put things in order the way when be say is supposed to be. And before we review all those videos to you, we get this very one when be say we receive from Bola Tinibu when be say it run come outside to beg Nigerians say make they beg give her time to make sure say he address all this issue. And the title of this one thought say Tinibu begs for time to address labor's grievances, which is e-commerce to beg Nigerians to give her time to make sure say he resolve all this wahala when it be say it full everywhere. All right, may we do small reading from inside this very one before we review to you other videos. And as we put our hand there for inside this matter, the comic understand say President Bola Tinibu don't come outside to beg the organized labor to give her more time for her to chook his own eye for those things when it be see the tender before her as a request rather than for them to embark on industrial action. And still on top of the matter, the comic understand say the Speaker of the House of Representatives, when it be say in name na Honorable Tanjudi Abbas, now he reviewed this very matter after it be say he don't lead the House of Leadership to brief the President on the outcome of their own engagement with the National Association of Resident Doctors, when it be say they call NARD, when it declare national strike action. All right, my great and wonderful people. Now, only this one we take from this very message when we say with the receiver from President Bola Tinibu when we say it they beg the organized labor to give her time to make sure say it do something to avoid the strike action when it be said they don't already plan out now it be this very one. And before we leave you to share your own opinion with us in the comment section or even talk any other thing, first of all, I will leave you now to hear from the president of the labor union concerning this very message when it be said they send across when Bola Tinibu they respond. So we will come back for more.
The second hike in petrol prices, specifically the increase to 617 naira per litre in parts of the country. They affirmed that dedication to proceed or decision to proceed with the planned protest as previously announced.
Well, the outcome is very brief. We met based on a 520 increase, and the committee that was set based on that, and we agreed to work to realize the objectives that was set during that moment.
Nigerians are very worried that government made promise to workers to provide palliatives, but it's taking long time. What's the position of the labor unions on this?
The two centers have made their position known, and is before Nigerians. The TUC, the NLC, our position is known and is public knowledge.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say una don't hear that one from the president of the Labor Union. And now, after that very one, we equally get this other video when it be say it concerned the resident doctors. When it be say, as we dey talk now, they don't already dey on strike.
We have been engaging government on these issues for a long time now, for years actually. And last year, we issued an ultimatum twice on most of these issues, and of course shelved the strike because of appeal. I'm aware that all options are on the table, so nobody should blame now if we end up going on indefinite strike.
All right, that one are the president of the resident doctors. When it be say you just hear speak to us the reason behind their action and waiting be the demand of these very doctors when it be say is strong reach to this very extent for doctors to turn their own eyes away from their oaths of service to make sure say against all odds they stand to save lives.
The demands by the resident doctors include payment of the 2023 Medical Residency Training Fund, release of the circular one-on-one replacement, payment of skipping arrears, the upward review of the CONMES to 2014 value of CONMES, payment of omitted hazards, reversal of downgrading of members' certificates by NDCN, and more. These doctors have issued 3 ultimatums this year alone. Their demands have been the same. Time and time again, doctors, including health workers, have embarked on strike, leaving Nigerians who require medical attention to bear the brunt of seeking help at private hospitals, which remain very expensive.
All right, I believe say all of us don't hear the demand of our doctors. The reason why it be say they decide to go on this very strike. And this one not be something when it be say they just a review to the federal government of Nigeria today. Now something when it be say it don't dey for ground for a very long period of time. And remember the promise of Bola Tinibu not pass be say if he enter office as the president of this country, he will definitely hit the ground running. And the question when it be say we dey ask ourselves now when it be say our resident doctors don't finally go on indefinite strike not pass be say this ground of this doctor is not big enough for Bola Tinibu and APC to hit running. This one are one of our big questions when it be say we dey ask this administration. Now you don't hear the demand of the doctors, right? Also, for the renewed hope of Bola Tinibu, it talks something concerning this very our health sector. I want make una hear the promises of this APC administration when it be say they talk concerning this our health system. Before we will come back to show you the effect for the lives of Nigerians, the cry of Nigerians concerning this very strike of our doctors.
The health agenda of the Renewed Hope document of the Bola Tinibu administration outlines some key promises to revamp the health sector as the government gets set to kick off. These include 40% mandatory health insurance cover of the population within 2 years, home ownership for healthcare workers, upgrade staffing in every local government areas, build world-class specialist hospitals in each geopolitical zone, more healthcare workers and job creation, salary increase for healthcare workers, improved data collection, domestic manufacturing of essential medicines and vaccines.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say una don't hear every promises. Promises not the hard to make, not to fulfill them, na it be the issue. Paper not the hard to write. In case you not sabi write, you will see somebody when they say you will hire when it will help you do the writing. But to put down to practice, to bring down to reality, na there the wahala dey. All right, this other video, na the reaction, the cry when it they come out from Nigerians. When issue like this happen, who they suffer the bruises? Na Nigerians, not be our governments. Here the effects when this strike of our resident doctors they produce for the lives of our aging parents and even the young ones as we talk right now.
I can't afford private hospitals. That's why I came to FMC here. So coming here, I was not even told anything. After I had paid and I told them I wanted to see the doctor, only for them to inform me that doctors are on strike. And I'm like, how? Since when? And there were certain tests I did, I needed explanation. And it's actually really urgent.
They can charge you exorbitant prices. Some hospitals can have specialists because some of them double as government officials and have their own private hospital. But in some hospitals, it's just a general practitioner. I actually wanted to find out if, because I came around 12, if I had the opportunity of being attended to.
And I came in this morning because I had an appointment with my consultant. But when I came in, they said doctors are on strike. I couldn't see. So I told them, I said that we should come next week. But I told them I can't wait till next week because the pains I'm going through, it's much. I can't wait till next week. With the cost of transportation now, I know how much I paid for Uber to bring me here. And for you to come, and then they ask you to go back. Aside the money aspect of it, the pains, that they should try and be humane. Our government should try and do something. Our medical system is going down the drain.
The strike is going to affect us seriously. It's going to affect us. For me now, I can't chew, I can't eat very well, I can't eat something hot because of my tooth pain. Coming here to see them, hearing they are on strike, it pissed me off. And I spent almost 4,000 coming here. Coming and going back to 4,000.
Government should sit down. They are the high echelon there. They don't care because they have everything. They can afford to go out to seek for medical help. But what about the masses? The masses are dying every day.
If you watch what is happening in terms of the subsidy removal, it's not a bad omen, but there are things that ought to augment before that. Now it's now affecting the federal staff. And this is making some people to travel, leave the country. Some are not leaving the country happily. They are leaving because of what is happening.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say you don't hear everything by yourself and also see with your own eyes what they happen to Nigerians right now as a result of this very strike when EBC it don't already be in place by our resident doctors. And not be only that one, remember, say even our labor union, they don't already plan out their own to begin very soon. But the dates now waiting we never know. And after that one, we get this very reaction from our Arise News journalist when EBC in name now Rufai Hussein concerning these strikes where EBC is full everywhere, both the one from the daughters and also for TUC. Hear from me, Omat. We'll come back for more.
I don't know what the government is begging for. I don't know what time they need. This is what happens when the government does not plan, does not have strategic planning. You announced that subsidy is gone May 29, 60 days after you don't have a coherent plan around it. This meeting, Ayo, is even a shocking meeting because the first meeting started about 8 weeks ago, right? Or 6 weeks ago when they said they should give them 8 weeks. Since then, they didn't meet until now that Labour was saying they were going to go on strike. The first time Labour said they were going to go on strike, and as we know, we know that the resident doctors are on strike, NERD is on strike as we speak today. So, and the hospital system is grounded. And when Labour first said they were going to go on strike, the government went to buy time by going to the industrial court so you can't go on strike. I thought they would have bought enough time. So how much time do they need? I don't like to go back to 2012, but it saddens my heart. Because even in 2012, the President Jonathan, a lot of people excoriated, at least had a plan when he removed subsidy. He set up Shaw P. We headed by Dr. Christopher Collady. But obviously, going to 60 days after, there's no plan. So I don't know, but let me talk solutions. Couple of solutions. I believe that if the government can at least put a roadmap down as we speak today before the 2nd of August, maybe Labour can look at it anew. That roadmap will also involve, setting up your team. When are the ministers going to come out? And probably the people, the special advisors you have in the cabinet already, can they even have at least a roadmap to success that can be reviewed with both teams? So if we have something concrete, I think Labour can take a look at that. But what Labour is calling for is even a reversal, which is another case scenario, which will be a hard one. So we're set up for a showdown. We don't need that because as we speak today, the economy is already on its knees. With the devaluation of the Naira, I think Rogers was saying yesterday that the Nigerian GDP is just a little over 255 billion. We're now third on the African continent. Coupled with that, there's low productivity. Look at the roads. A lot of companies are firing people. Those that can't increase salaries are literally firing people. You can see the process by contract workers for some banks. So a lot is going on as we speak today. It's an all-time low, and a strike will further compound it. I get that. But also the government must be able to show a coherent plan on ground. So today is 27th, probably before Friday, if we can put out a paper on this, a transition plan or something that Labour can look up to and talk to Labour more, and probably. But the 2nd of August, Labour said they're going to start, or will the government go to court again to be able to stall the industrial action? Time will tell. But the government has not shown critical thinking in all of this. And this was also alluded to by a professor of strategy, Professor Anthony Killer.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say una don't hear that very sound one from Rufai Oseni. It get one thing when it be say Rufai Oseni make mention of when it be say it draw our attention. Say now this one they happen when it be say you don't get proper plan for ground for your own administration. The question when it be say we want ask concerning that very statement not pass be say the speech or the manifesto when it be say Bola Tinibu right for grant when it show us during this very broadcast just now concerning our health sector. The shit use and clean their own yash. They just write them as a manifesto to read to Nigerians during their own campaign. And at the end, they enter office. See, they don't remember waiting they tell Nigerians where it never reached how many months ago. This one is something when it be say if they confuse each and every one of us. I believe to all these things when it be say if they happen now, the Bola Tinibu hire people to help them write something concerning those things. Why they not fit go back to go use their eyes, search those things when it be say they write for grant. If at all, whether they will fit do one or two for inside. This one our own suggestion concerning that issue. All right, we'll leave you to share your own opinion with us in the comment section, even as we bring this very broadcast to a close. And before we say final goodbye, we want to quickly use this medium to appreciate you for your time when you be stay with us up to this very moment. God Almighty will bless you. And equally, the way when you be seated help or to share this broadcast, your likes, your comments, all of them, we appreciate them. I beg not forget to help us share this very one so that we still reach our brothers and sisters all around the world, because we believe we want to see information, not power. And as we do so, God Almighty will bless you. We'd like to draw the conclusion of this program here. We will see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.